Good morning, members of the viewing public, those in the chamber, and welcome to your house. I am the chairperson for the JGO committee, and to my right is the chairman of the PUTC. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Number 2 on the item of today's agenda is the adoption of today's agenda. Can I get a motion to adopt today's agenda? There's been a motion. It's been seconded. All those in favor say aye. All opposed? Motion carries. The third item on our agenda is public comments. The gallery is now open for the public to make its comments on the governor's nomination of Mr. Bruce Camacho to sit on the PUTC commission. The floor is now open. Please state your name and the institution or the agency in that you represent. Thank you.
Good morning, buenos dias, member of this committee, Madam Chair Flores and Chairman Adon. My name is Ramon Camacho. I'm the mayor for this municipality of Saipan. Hafare Antiro, Chairman Adon, Chairwoman Flores, and member of this committee. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to provide my testimony for Mr. Bruce Camacho. I just want to make it clear it's not just about Camacho. To the Commonwealth Public Utility Commission, as the mayor of this of Saipan, I support the appointment of Mr. Camacho as the exemplary military background, coupled with character, remarkable leadership skills, makes him an outstanding candidate for this crucial role. The Commonwealth Utility play a vital role in ensuring the efficient and fair regulation of our public utility. It is responsible for overseeing the provision of essential services such as electricity and water, which are the backbone of our community daily life and economic development. The Commission's work directly impact the quality of life of our citizens, ensuring that these services are reliable, affordable, and sustainable. Mr. Camacho has served our nation with distinction, earning a reputation for his unwavering dedication, integrity, and excellence. His military career sharpened his leadership ability and provide him with the invaluable experience in managing complex operation and making a sound decision under the pressure. These qualities are crucial for the effective oversight and regulation of our public utility. Beyond his military service, Mr. Camacho has demonstrated a deep understanding of the regulatory framework and public policy. Strategy thinking and problem-solving skills are precisely what the Commonwealth Public Utility needs to navigate the challenge and the opportunity of the utility sector. Mr. Camacho's commitment and proactive approach can drive the meaningful progress, ensuring that our public utilities are not only efficient, but affordable and sustainable. Madam Chair and Mr. Chair and member of this committee, I humbly ask each and every one of you to please confirm Mr. Bruce Camacho. This individual is young, energetic, and he have these leadership skills that can help the commission in navigating the utility for the best interests of our people. Jesus Masi.
Thank you, Mayor. And before I call upon the next speaker to speak, for technical reasons, I'd like to correct myself. And Mr. Bruce Camacho is being nominated to sit on the PUC board, not the PUTC board. So my apologies to the members. It is the PUC board and not the PUTC. So it was a technical error on my side. Thank you. The floor is still open.
Good morning, Hafaday Zantiro, no Chairman Vincent S. Adon of the Public Utilities, Transportation, and Communications Committee, Chairwoman Marissa R. Flores for the Judiciary and Governmental Operations Committee, to the Vice Chairs, Vice Chair Angelo, Vice Chair Joel C. Camacho, and distinguished members of the 23rd Northern Marianas Legislature Joint Committee hearing. For the record, my name is Jean-Paul V. Regis, Special Projects Coordinator under the Office of the Governor. I've been assigned by the Special Assistant, just sitting behind me, Mr. Oscar M. Babauta, to represent the administration. And on behalf of the Honorable Governor Arno I. Palacios and the Honorable Lieutenant Governor David M. Apateng, I thank you for the opportunity to appear before you today. I am pleased to introduce Mr. Bruce M. Camacho, the Governor and Lieutenant Governor's nominee to serve on the Commonwealth Public Utilities Commission, representing the 3rd Senatorial District of Saipan. With a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from the University of Guam, Mr. Camacho had also received several distinguished awards while serving in the U.S. Army for over 11 years, earning him the rank of captain with distinct honor. Sir, thank you for your service. With his extensive professional background, credentials, and dedication to serving the Commonwealth, Mr. Camacho is an exceptionally qualified candidate. Governor Palacios and Lieutenant Governor Apatang have expressed their trust and confidence in Mr. Camacho's ability to serve on the Public Utilities Commission, and for this reason, we kindly request for your favorable consideration. Thank you, Jesus Mosi Zangiliso, for the opportunity to introduce him to this august body.
Thank you, Mr. Regis. Is there anyone else from the gallery that would like to make a public comment? The floor is still open.
Good morning, everyone, and members of the 23rd Legislature. My name is Lillian Camacho, and I am here to support Bruce Camacho's nomination for PUC. I am here because not only to support Bruce in his nomination, but to share to the members what I know of Bruce and his capabilities. Bruce graduated from the University of Guam, having a full ride scholarship from the military and getting a degree in criminal justice, and amongst other awards. I will be remiss not to mention that Bruce is my nephew, but besides that, I know that if he is given a task, he will definitely not stop until he gets things done. The recent disasters that we had, which was Typhoon U2 and the pandemic, Bruce was the captain commander for the Army Reserve, and during that time, Bruce was out with his crew from the reserve helping the community clearing debris, setting up a place for distribution of ration, food, and water to people. Bruce will leave the house at 5 a.m. and up to 10 p.m. and sometimes even midnight. I knew all this because he was living with us at the time. Bruce was a captain commander for the Army Reserve for almost 4 years and working for the grants and as a grant writer. I know that with his knowledge and capabilities, PUC will not only improve guidelines, but avail to federal grants. Bruce will be the right person for this nomination. In closing, I want to thank the members of the 23rd Legislature for giving me the time and opportunity to be here. Thank you, and you all have a good morning.
Thank you, Ms. Camacho. The floor is still open for public comments. Please state your name for the record.
Good morning, everybody. John Jack Angelo. I'm currently the acting chairman with the CPUC. And I thank you for this opportunity to appear in front of the JGO and PUTC and all the other honored members and my friends in the legal department and clerk. I'm here to offer support for Mr. Camacho. I talked with the other commissioners, and he's a good man. Bottom line, good background. He's done service both in the private sector and for our military. I think he has the basics of good management for this type of commission, having discipline and the willingness to learn challenging subjects and different environments, and his loyalty to his home Saipan. And I think he's ideal for this type of position. The commission, we're down to 3, and one of our commissioners, our chair, Mr. Cyrock, is in emergency medical leave. So he's doing the best he can from long distance. And we have our other commissioner on Rhoda that we do have challenges. When we had our first meeting last week to take care of very important CUC matters, and we accomplished it by using my cell phone to contact Mr. Oscar. And so that's another issue about our financial situation. But however, I look forward to working with a person of Mr. Camacho's stature and background. And I think all of you will not be disappointed. And I thank the governor and lieutenant governor for nominating Mr. Camacho, and for the staff, the Sapler and SAA backing this candidate. So again, please affirm Mr. Camacho. We look forward to have him on the commission as soon as possible, because we are shorthanded, and a new, experienced, and good man voice person is very well welcome to our commission. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jack. I appreciate your comments. For the record, you did submit an email in support of the nomination. We will be submitting this for the record also.
Yes, Madam Chairman.
Okay, thank you. The floor is still open for public comments. Being that there's none, Mr. Camacho, may I please ask that you move to the center chair? I'm sorry, I should have directed you earlier. My apologies. Being that there are no more public comments, the public comments section of this agenda is now closed. Item 4 is old business. There is none on old business. Item number 5, new business. Governor's Communication 23102, PUC nomination of Bruce M. Camacho, representing the 3rd Senatorial District. At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Camacho to take this time to, if you have any open remarks, to go ahead and do so at this time. Thank you.
Hafaday and Tiro, Honorable Chairman Representative Odon, and the Honorable members of the PUTC Committee, Honorable Chairwoman Representative Flores, and the Honorable members of the JGO Committee. I would want to take this time to express and extend my appreciation for holding this joint public hearing, considering your busy schedules, especially with the budget hearings and other pressing issues in the Sinamay. I would like to also express my sincere gratitude to Governor Palacios and Lieutenant Governor Appetite for their my nomination to the Sinamay Public Utilities Commission, or PUC. My appreciation to the SSA, former Speaker of the House Oscar Babota, and his staff that include Ms. Amy Shai and Mr. Paul Rages, for their tireless work and all the kind endorsement speeches that was heard this morning, to include Mayor RB and Mr. Angelo. Lastly, I want to thank the public here in attendance and those watching in the House Legislature's live stream Please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe that that page to keep informed with Cinema current events. For the record, my name is Bruce Camacho. I'm currently employed with the Cinema Office of Grants Management and State Clearinghouse. I'm also a Army reservist assigned to the 9th Mission Support Command of the Pacific. My education includes an associate's degree in liberal arts with the Northern Marianas College and a bachelor's degree in criminal justice with a minor in both public administration and military science. Uh, from 2011 to around 2016, I served in the United States Army active duty component, where I was stationed in Korea and the National Training Center in Fort Irwin, California. Uh, I first started working in the cinema government in 2017, around 2017, as a grants manager in the Civil Military Liaison Office, which is now more commonly known as the CBMA now, today. From 2018 to present day, I work as a grants writer slash grants specialist with the grants office. I was also the former company commander for Echo Company 100 Battalion 442nd Infantry, which consists of reservists from both the Sinamay and Guam. Uh, as a grants writer over the past few years, I learned more effective ways to conduct educational research into grant proposals, some relevant experiences with energy related grants include uh, lots of solar PV installations with grants from the Office of Insular Affairs or OIA, such as their programs of the Energizing Insular Communities or EIC grants. Uh, these proposals and some of these awards they span from small streetlight projects to pavilions and facilities and pathways. I also assisted with the research on a couple grant proposals under the Climate Pollution Reduction Program under the, the Environmental Protection Agency or EPA, and assisted with writing a couple of proposals for the Green Resilient Retrofit Program grants earlier this year under the United States Housing and Urban Development or HUD. And fingers crossed that some of these proposals get awarded so it can contribute to lowering the rates for more affordable rates for both the government and residents and businesses. Uh, I mentioned these because I feel the public may have a question with my credentials as it relates to Section 2A of Public Law 15-40. I admit I'm not an engineer in the fields of power engineering, water treatment, wastewater management, and telecommunications. But what I can humbly offer is an outside perspective. One who's never worked at the Cinemai's sole utility company or telecommunication businesses on the island, uh, free from any kind of speculations of making biased decisions while uh, using my background and experience in finding money to help lessen the utility expenses in the government and for residents and businesses. Uh, to include, I have about 11 years of manager uh, type experience. Uh, when I graduated from high school, my dad gave me just one important advice that I carried until this day, and that's to always surround myself with smarter people than myself, both street smart and book smart, not the street sharks. But so, by following this advice, I want to believe that I gain a few additional brain cells in critical thinking, problem solving, and thinking outside the box. Uh, with this said, if I was entrusted with the responsibilities of this confirmation, I would work closely and learn from the 3 seasoned members of the commission, meet with officials and board members of the CUC and telecommunication companies, and most importantly, the subject matter experts. Also, I feel imperative to keep the both the administration and the PUTC committees, both in the House and Senate, to keep them informed and to take into consideration any recommendations they may offer. By doing so, we will provide more transparent, better, and affordable services to our people and our businesses. I fully understand today begins an impactful agenda that encompasses a sensitive and critical topic that will guide our decisions and shape the future of the utility services in the Sinamay. If confirmed, I pledge to work with with the PUC board to ensure that utility rates are fair, transparent, and reflect both the needs of our community and the operational realities of service providers. With with an absence of a quorum with the PUC, I understand the CUC had to adjust its rates to its own accord. If confirmed, I will provide evidence-based research on CUC's proposed rates structure and any financial matters that pertains to the utility rates. The bottom line is that we need CUC for our power, wastewater, and water services, just as they need us for uh, as customers. Aside CUC, I deeply believe uh, that it's imperative to not neglect other responsibilities of the PUC under Public Law 15-40, such as telecommunications. As some of us might know or seen in the news that the company Docomo in Japan was in talks about selling their company. Uh, if a future member of the board, we can meet with these companies and study and implement more affordable rates and establish control measures to take into consideration unfortunate events such as a monopoly in telecommunications in the Sinamay. Because uh, this is a conversation in which we are not really sure how it would affect the local company in the Sinamay pertaining to Docomo. Sorry. I recognize that this task will be challenging. However, if given the opportunity, I'm excited to dive into work, reviewing proposed rate adjustments and analyzing cost structures that are just a part of the comprehensive approach to PUC decisions. With that said, I would like to once again thank every member of this honorable joint PUTC and JGO committee for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Camacho, and thank you for your service. You've obviously dedicated a lifetime in your young years to your country and to the people of the Commonwealth. So thank you. Short recess, please. Thank you. I apologize for that short recess. With no objection from the members of both the PUTC and the JGO, it appears that we have the executive director from CUC who is here. I'd like to invite Executive Director Mr. Watson, with no objection from the committee members, for his testimony regarding the nomination. Mr. Watson, Executive Director from CUC, you have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you, legislature, and thank you for inviting me here. I welcome Bruce Camacho to serve on the Public Utility Commission Board, and looking forward to working with him.
Thank you, Mr. Watson, for your testimony. You are excused from sitting up in the podium or the chamber. Thank you so much. Members, we're still on new business. I'd now like to recognize the chairman of PUTC.
Thank you, Chairman Marissa Flores. So I would just like to say congratulations to. I'll just like to say congratulations and thank you for accepting the nomination to Mr. Bruce Camacho as the chair, as a member of the Public Utilities Commission. This commission, if you look at all the boards that are, active or whatnot in the city, the Public Utilities Commissioners is a daunting task. It is not an easy job. I mean, just looking at your responsibilities and your powers and duties, it's a full-time job. And I hope that the commissioners will be thorough in understanding and executing their power under the Commonwealth Code of Title 4, Division 8, chapters, chapters, 1 through, 5, and especially the Public Utilities Commission on Articles 1 through 10. And it is a daunting task. And I'll be remiss if I do not mention that, the people has had a very difficult time trying to decipher, what's going on with CUC and the way their billing structured. They want to figure out why, when their utility usage is $20, but then their surcharge and all of that is $200. I would like to suggest that, the public utility commissioners would, advise and, mandate that that CUC breaks down their billing as to why they're having such a high surcharge rate. And the people do understand the fact charges. The cost of fuel is the cost of fuel. The CNMI doesn't control that. The world market controls that. And with that being said, what are all those other charges that are being inputted into the billing on their monthly billing? And it is sad to say because a lot of our constituent, the CNMI wide, are living paycheck to paycheck, and they definitely cannot, at most of the time, afford to pay their utility bill, when it comes due. So they have to have a promissory note, and it makes their life difficult. And it's one of the causes of, stress and people just having a difficult time. And I hope and I pray that, you as a commissioner, along with your colleagues and together with CUC, work together and try to figure out how you can best manage, the utilities. And that goes along with, hoping that you guys also would work with the Attorney General's office from the consumer's perspective, so that you guys can implement bills or memorandum to ensure that CUC is fair in its pricing. And not only that, to exercise your power in conducting financial audit as to where all of this money is going to. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Aldon. The floor is still open for the nominee. Questions, comments? Recognize Rep. Ato.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and good morning, Mr. Camacho, and to your friends and family that are here to support you this morning. Good morning to you guys and to our viewing public. I want to thank the administration for appointing you to the PUC board, but most especially to thank you for accepting the position to assist in the endeavors of PUC. I really don't have any questions for you, but maybe some things to think of down the road when you are confirmed. Like I said, I fully support your nomination, and I look forward for our colleagues here in the House to confirm your nomination so you can move forward with the ideas and plans that you have before you for your ideas and plans for PUC. One thing that I would recommend is to review the Enabling Act. You've said in your speech you're referring to 15-40 multiple times, but I think with the version that you're referring to was the stricter version of the actual PUC law that has been watered down a few legislatures after it was enacted. The intent of PUC when it was first enacted was promising, but like Chairman Aldon had mentioned, it was more like a full-time job. That's why a lot of the professionals in the fields of engineering and communications didn't want to take that position because they knew that it was going to be a workload on top of their workload wherever they were employed. But what we can do from our side is to assist you guys as well to review the legislation, the Enabling Act, and the amendments thereafter, so that you'd see how you can provide better for this community. As Rep. Don had mentioned, that there's opportunities to tweak the legislation to be able to give you guys more power in a sense, or more teeth, so that when you start implementing regulations in the future, you wouldn't have to come back this way to amend laws. We don't want you guys to be in court. Obviously, when PUC was first created, only CUC was paying the $125,000 membership. And moving forward, they were supposed to implement that to the private sector with telecommunications, the radio, media outlets. But PUC kind of fell off the wagon and never existed after that. But now that it's here and it's moving forward, I think it's very important that we look at the enabling laws and the amendments made after to give you guys more authority, more strength in implementing ideas and plans, so that your regulations can be stronger and will be the test of time moving forward. In your speech, you mentioned that you want to provide something that's going to take care of the future. So I think it's important that we look at the legislation and the laws that gives you those authorities, so that we can make it stronger for you, so that moving forward, whoever the board members are after you guys would have a really good blueprint to work off of because of the work that you guys are implementing. With that being said, I support your nomination. I thank you again for accepting the nomination from by Governor Palacios and Lieutenant Governor Apatang, and I look forward to getting this to the full body so we can vote yes in your nomination. Thank you, Mr. Camacho. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Rep. Ato. The floor is still open. Recognize Rep. Sablan.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman Flores and Chairman Odon, for the opportunity. Don't have actually a question, but I just want to state for the record and express my appreciation to Governor Palacios and Lieutenant Governor Apatang for nominating Mr. Camacho. I also want to thank you, Bruce, for accepting such a nomination. I know that there's a crucial work ahead of you should you be nominated, which is I'm very sure you will. I support your nomination, and I wish you the best of luck moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Rep. Sablan. Recognize Rep. Castro.
Thank you, Chairwoman and Chairman. What I have to say is mainly just a comment. And First of all, I'd like to thank the administration for nominating a person like Mr. Bruce Camacho. Very good character. And one thing about you, sir, is very quiet, but you're always analyzing the situation. And you always take things from a strategic approach. And that is exactly what we need in government. I just encourage you to, although, just when you, as a commissioner, when you do get there, just like you said earlier, that's the main advantage is you don't have the biases of being in one specific industry. You have, you can think from an outside perspective. So when it comes to technology and regulations, please continue to follow that same approach. Oftentimes we see in government, we issue out RFPs and we get on a project, and by the time the project is complete, the technology is obsolete. So it's important whenever we choose a specific project or we create regulations that serve our utilities, we're always thinking ahead and thinking of the technology or the services that are going to fit our small island community, rather than just taking whatever works in another jurisdiction. Um, there's a lot of information out there, especially with what's going on in Hawaii with solar, what's going on in Australia with renewables. Um, and that's the main advantage of you coming from the grants office. You have access to a lot of those new technologies. So thank you, sir, for your service, both at the national level as a service member. Thank you for your service to our state and local level as a member of the grants office as a public servant. Thanks again, sir, and fully support your nomination.
Thank you. The floor is still open. Recognize Rep. Yumo.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Good morning, Mr. Camacho. Just for position, to take your position on, or ask for your position on reducing carbon footprints. Understand the grants applied for solar for all, and now being on the other side of the aisle, now you're trying to, I guess, trying to reduce, but also trying to charge our customers, being a member of PUC, making sure that the charges for energy or power utilities is fair. So we see both sides now. I'm not sure we're approved for that, but I'd just like to hear your position with regards to reducing our utilities on reducing carbon footprints.
Good morning, Congressman, and thank you for that question. Um, my position with I fully support renewable energy from all types, from solar, hydro, and all other renewable forms. That's another aspect to take into consideration when we convene as a PUC board, is to also look into renewable projects from CUC to factor that into utility rates. I believe that's one approach that we could take for as far as lowering costs, more affordable costs for the government, businesses, and residents, is capitalizing in the available funds from U.S. Congress for renewable energy grants and funding.
Okay. You mentioned earlier that you're trying to look for fund to reduce costs. How do you plan on doing that? Just so we understand, because you're always looking for funding to try to reduce, I guess, energy. So I'm just curious as to what are the types of funding are you looking at? Is it just grant funding or?
For the most part, grants to federal funding where it doesn't cost any cost matching funds from the government, preferably, is to try and find something that will be less financially burden and the government.
And the
So-
last, I guess, is can you ensure that our people comes to mind when factoring rates?
Oh,
We
yes.
understand that our community is struggling to pay power. A lot of our community members don't have power. So how do you ensure that we get them access to at least solar lights or one or two panels just so they can have lights in their homes?
Yes. Thanks for that, Congressman. Yeah, so we are all aware from recent articles about the solar furrow program. I know it wasn't approved by EPA, but we, as a grant writer, I know I submitted a grant proposal too for at a smaller scale of what I can say is I submitted a grant proposal to EPA for the climate pollution reduction program, which I put in a proposal to use the island of Rhoda as a pilot project to further study and see how successful the program is, so that we can start implementing it to other islands like Tinian and Saipan, because I understand the public law that Tinian and Rhoda pays the same rates as Saipan. So I think it would also getting these additional funds might relieve some of the financial burden on CUC's end, so that it's a win-win for everybody. Because yeah, I think it's important to find that level playing field for both the business side of CUC and for the residents.
Thank you.
Yeah.
At least we have someone now that looks at both sides, not just
Yes.
the business aspect, but also has the vision to look both sides and to try to help our people. We're on an island that we have sunlight pretty much 360 days a year, and there's no reason why our people shouldn't have some kind of energy in their homes. So that's it. And last, I guess the chairman. Odon asked about the structure. Have you had a chance to look at the rate structure of our CUC?
Unfortunately, not.
Okay.
If confirmed as a PUC member, of course, when we receive how to say this, a proposal from CUC's end for rates, I look forward into seeing the cost breakdown and the rates. I want to see, because when we look at our utility bills, right, we see three three levels of rates, but we don't see how they calculated that formula.
breakdown.
So
Okay.
a part of that would be doing that, so I can do a proper cost analysis and figure out what this formula looks like. Because I'm really curious. Like I'm sure that the PUTC is also curious of seeing this breakdown of the formula that goes into the FAC rate and all these three tiers.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
yes,
Thank you for
I'm looking
accepting.
forward to looking at it, Congressman.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman, Chairwoman. Thank you.
Thank you. Recognize Rep. Probst.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, colleagues. Thank you, Mr. Camacho, for taking on this huge task. We are very excited that the Public Utilities Commission will have you as an additional member. I know what you bring to the table. We've seen your resume, a stellar resume, very impressive. And of course, we know you. We know your ethics, your humility, but also your willingness to work hard and help the people of the Commonwealth at such a critical time in which we are struggling financially. We know this economy is tough, and it always makes it harder when we open up our CUC bill and see that we've spent more than we thought we did. And this is not just my family, but so many families that we've talked to that did everything possible to try and lower the rates, but they're just not getting there. This is a very critical role, and I'm excited for you to come into this role. And I just, we as representatives, several of us recently went to Guam to look at their situation in Guam. And one of the most impressive things Guam had was they had a 60 megawatt solar farm that they proudly displayed and explained to us how it's lowering the costs. But the time just to put that together, the time frame that they talked about it, COVID stalled it also, was 6 years from the beginning concepts to actually having it running. I do know that solar is something critical. It's something that is definitely needed, this type of renewable energy. But I hope that with you in this, you will help push this forward, as well as getting rid of our antiquated old engines that are just they need to be retired. There's so much that you're coming into, and you and your fellow members of the PUC have a lot on your plate. But I want you to know that myself, my colleagues, we have an open door policy. If there's anything that you and your colleagues will need from us, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're here for you, and we appreciate you. And I look forward to seeing you serving in the PUC. Thank you.
Thank you, Rep. Probst. Anyone else? Recognize Chairman Aldon.
Thank you, Chairman Flores. So I would just like to reiterate, we had a meeting yesterday at the governor's office, and the discussion was about renewable energy. And we know that there are, first and foremost, I would just like to make sure that the public understands that CUC, good or bad, we need to make sure that it's protected. But in order to do that, we must, all work together to accomplish the goal of being carbon neutral. As much as we like to go 100% renewable, reality would, say otherwise. We're still going to need the engines, but at the same time, to cut the cost of utility service, we must really work together and look for a fair and level playing field for everyone. Because without CUC, without the power, you won't have water, you won't have wastewater. So no, as much as we don't like the way it is structured now, I'm pretty sure that there is a way, there's a better way to take care of it as a business that would benefit everyone. And one of the things that has came up was the net metering issue, and we're already working on that. And rest assured that whatever legislations we are proposing, we will seek for your comments and input together with and along with CUC, because we're all stakeholders, and people needs to have a say and understanding on why we're doing these things, to make sure that it is a level playing field and that it's completely transparent. There's nothing worse than being billed and not knowing what you're billed for, but at the same time, it's not fair for, let's say, for example, those current, net meter supposedly customers, but yet they're not being credited. And we have to understand why. Why is CUC not crediting those customers? And the legislations that we are going to be proposing is that to protect those that are currently at that rate, so that they are not left behind and given a short change or are short change from what they have invested in. So I hope that we could all sit down together and really brainstorm these legislations so that we could make it better. And it behooves us to ensure that CUC comes to the table and has a say as well, together with the Attorney General's office with the consumers, and the governor's office, the legislation, and the legislature. So we're always standing by and we're always ready to work as a team, the way a team should be. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Aldon. And with that said, I guess I'm the last one. Sir, once again, thank you for your service. I'm looking at your resume and it is stellar, as Rep. Probst so humbly stated. One of the biggest things for me is that you come from strong leadership positions in your capacity as a soldier of the United States Army. You have the ability to empathize because you are an experienced grant writer. And knowing grants and knowing how you apply for them, you must first be one with your community. You must understand the needs in order for you to fulfill what is needed to achieve that goal, which is to compete with other states and territories for what serves as the best interests of our Commonwealth. I am moved by the administration because they considered a young, energetic, focused, and determined individual, but more so a man of ethics and character. Ensure that your participation in this commission is one that is fair and one that is balanced, because your background ensures that every decision you make moving forward is that fair, balanced, and right. And I trust that with your participation in this commission, and should you be voted to sit in this commission, you will do your Commonwealth proud, just as you've done in the United States Army serving your country. And with that said, I have nothing else. I fully support your nomination. The floor is still open. Anybody? Thank you. Short recess, please. Thank you. We're back from recess. I apologize. Recognize Rep. Thank you. I apologize for that short recess. At this time, I'd like to recognize Rep. Sablan.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. And at this time, I make a motion that this joint body formulates a committee report pertaining to Governor's Communication 23-102, and to fully recommend to the full House body the confirmation of Mr. Bruce Camacho to be a member of the PUC board representing the 3rd Senatorial District. So move.
Second.
There's been a motion on the floor to confirm the nominee of Governor Arnold Palacios in support of the PUC nominee, Mr. Bruce M. Camacho. It's been seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Cam, can you please prepare the committee report in time for our next session? Thank you. Short recess, please. Thank you, and we're back from our short recess. The next item on our agenda is miscellaneous. Anyone? With none, on the miscellaneous section, item number 7 is adjournment. Can I get a motion to adjourn? There's been a motion to adjourn. It's been seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen.